guys, and welcome back to NoBlandMakeup, where we do makeup and body paint tutorials, usually with a cosplay twist, but today is a continuation of my World Cup series. I swear, someday I'll be done with this. The fact that I've made it this far is a miracle. But today we're doing Australia. But before we get into the actual tutorial, I have a merch store, which I swear it still sounds weird. But if you guys want to support the channel, you want to get some cool t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, things, and stuff, the link will be in the description down below. Now on to what you actually came here for. So a good majority of this flag is blue. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. It's blue. So I started off by applying blue eyeshadow all over the lid. Now, like I said in the France video that I posted earlier, you want to blend as you go, mostly so you have more control over where the shadows are going to go. Now, one thing I did do, just to get the shape that I wanted, was to use a fluffier blending brush, something that looks almost like a paddle brush, just a little bit more give to it so I can kind of wing it out a little bit, and also to blend the edges. This is technically cheating, but if it's not blending the way you want to, you can always take a little bit of white eyeshadow and blend it into the blue. Before we move on to the super fun part, I went ahead and took some of that blue eyeshadow, blended it on the lower lash line. This might be a little bit too much blue for some people. That's okay. One thing you definitely want to make sure though is when you're doing it on your lower lash line to really blend it out and use a little bit, so that way you have more control over what's going where. And if you have to go back over on the top lid and kind of apply a little bit more, blend it out just to get the color exactly where you want it, because I wanted the lid to be a little bit darker. You can go ahead and do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Now on to the fun part. I went ahead and lined my eyes with red and then outlined them with white. Now, if you want to make this a lot easier on yourself, you'll do it the other way. But if not, you want to give yourself a wing that's thin enough that you can put something around it so that it doesn't take up your entire eyelid. And as far as tips for applying eyeliner, I always like to start with the tail first, just so I know how long it's going to be, and I kind of have the base of the eyeliner done, because the rest of it is literally just following your eye shape. So like I mentioned earlier, if you're smarter than me, or don't want to spend as much time doing eyeliner, you probably have already done this part first, but I'm going to outline my red with white. Because the Australian flag has those red stripes with the white stripes around it, I wanted to incorporate that somehow, and this was the only way that I could figure to do that. Tips on how to do this without screwing it up. Do it the other way. Honestly, that's my best advice. I did go in and clean it up later. I don't know. This also kind of gave me a chance though. If your red line is a little bit too thick, you can always go in and thin it out by putting a little bit of white over top of it. Obviously, when your eyeliner is dry, when it's wet, that might not work out so well, just because you'll get purple or pink at that point. And like I mentioned earlier, because I did this in the wrong order, I get to clean it up. So I went back over with some red eyeliner and just kind of cleaned up my line. This also gave me the chance to make it a little bit thicker, because I liked it a little bit more with more red showing. But yeah, for this part, if you did it the way I did, just take your time, you know. There's no point in rushing. And then just while we're cleaning things up, I also took some blue eyeliner and just cleaned up a little bit of the edge of the white that was by the blue. One other thing Australia's flag has is a few stars on it. They're 8-pointed stars. I'm not that good at drawing 5-pointed stars, so I figured the easiest way for me to do an 8-pointed one is to draw it out like this. I did go over it a couple times once I had the actual look of it, just to brighten it up a little bit, and just in case I messed up, so I can like go over with some blue eyeshadow and be done with it. But I did, and then technically this is cheating, just like in the Friends video that I did, because there is no black technically on the flag, but I'm gonna line my waterline and my tight line in black. Gives more drama. I liked it. I'm sorry. And then I applied some false lashes, which at this point should really surprise no one. I have to start doing some more videos with no lashes, but if you guys want a video on how to apply lashes, I'll have that linked in the cards up above. And then you want to apply some mascara. Really make sure that you coat the bottom lashes well, just so they stand out a little bit more on this look. And once it's done, it should look about like this. I'm actually really proud of how this came out. For a last finishing touch, I applied a little bit of red lipstick. You can't see it though because my mirror was in the way. But that is the finished look. Also with my mirror in the way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely had fun doing it. I love how it came out. So much better than I thought it would. Let me know in the comments, how far you think Australia is gonna go. And don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye.